to limit the influence of superdelegates in their presidential nominating process with one thing in mind for voters.
Making sure that at the end of the day, when the process is done to select the Democratic nominee, that they feel like their candidate got a fair shake.
Well, that's what they didn't get in 2016. You'll remember the superdelegates were blamed for swaying the nomination in favor of Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders, causing an outrage among his supporters. So will this move help the Democrats heading into 2020? Here to debate, Fox News political analyst Gianno Caldwell and Democratic strategist Jason Nichols. I want to get a quick word from both of you at the end about John McCain if you'd like to offer that. But first, let's stick to the debate. And Jason, what took you so long?
Well, I think this, of course, was an important move in terms of transparency and restoring confidence of younger members of the Democratic Party in the process. However, we always have to remember that superdelegates have never swayed an election. As much as I supported Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton won the primary fair and square. It was never really in the hands of superdelegates. I think the key is moving forward, we have to make sure that the party is inclusive, not only of young people, but also the people who are feeling disenfranchised by the getting rid of superdelegates, particularly people of color.
All right, let me bring in Gianno, because Gianno, are you buying this from Jason that it didn't have an impact? He's trying to make this claim that it didn't impact 2016, and technically it didn't come down to the superdelegates. But late in those primaries, when Bernie Sanders was closing in, we kept hearing, even if he wins all these primaries, it doesn't matter, because in the end, the superdelegates are going to put her over the top.
You know what? And what was interesting is before any other Democrat got in a race, Hillary Clinton had almost 400 superdelegates that were going to vote for her. So certainly that set up a narrative that she was the one that was anointed to get the nomination. And I think that played very true. I used to talk to, during the 2016 election, Simone D. Sanders, who was Bernie Sanders' press secretary, on a regular and consistent basis. And that was one of the issues that her and her candidate believed really disenfranchised them from moving forward. And honestly, had it not been for the superdelegate process, we maybe have had a very different outcome when it came to the presidential election. So with that being the case, Democrats definitely needed to get their house in order and provide more honesty and fairness, I should say, when it comes to this process.
Jason, I see you shaking your head no with a smile, I should add. You're not doing it angrily. You're smiling. No. But answer Gianno. But also, I talked to a lot of Democrats who say they worry that they don't have anybody to take on Donald Trump in 2020. I know it's early, but now if you take out the superdelegates, which had an impact where the establishment could help have a say here, it might be an even wilder process for Democrats where it's going to be harder for them to figure out who's going to be in charge.
Well, I think having a lot of options, which we have right now, is actually a good thing. Give people a lot of options to choose from, and then we can unify behind one candidate, whoever comes out on top. So I think that's a good thing. I'm laughing, number one, Gianno is my guy. I got a lot of love for Gianno, but he's flatly wrong here.
You're my guy.
As he is every now and again, he happens to be wrong, and he's wrong here. Superdelegates have never, been around since 1984. They've never really decided an election. They did not change this election. I have love for Simone as well.
It's not about deciding him. It's about momentum, and that's what gave Hillary Clinton the momentum. So we can all agree
Hillary Clinton started out on top.
Well, Bernie Sanders called it rigged.
She was well known from the very beginning. She was the front runner from the very beginning.
Okay, final word on that.
I just want a rigged system.
Give you 15 seconds each about John McCain and his legacy. Gianno, you go first.
You know what? John McCain wasn't simply a war hero. He was my hero politically. And during a very heated battle for president in 2008, I recall the moment where he was at a town hall and a woman said, I don't trust Obama because he's an Arab. And then Senator McCain pulled the mic back and said, no, he's a decent family man who I happen to have fundamental disagreements with. And I got to tell you, Ed, that made me extremely proud as a young African-American that was new to the party to see that level of civility, which is becoming more and more rare today.
An important point. Quickly, Jason, I wanted to give you a chance as well. I got about 15 seconds.
I just want to say that, as the son of an Army veteran and the son of a grandson of a World War II sailor. I had great respect for Senator McCain and his sacrifice, and anybody in any leadership that questioned his sacrifice should be ashamed of themselves today. And we know that some of our leadership has questioned that. And I want to send my condolences out to his family.
All right, Jason, Gianna, we appreciate your insights on all of these big issues today. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, we've got a lot more to say about Senator McCain. Mike Huck.